It's hard to believe that there could ever be treasure out there, what with years and years of treasure hunters looking for every scrap they can find. But there are some that still haven't been found, and here are 7 of the unfound treasures of the world. Number 7 is a classic, the Beale ciphers. These get a lot of attention in list videos, so I said why not start with them? The Beale ciphers are a collection of 3 ciphers that are supposed to lead to a treasure buried by a mysterious man named Thomas J. Beale. The ciphers are composed of a set of numbers that correspond to words in written documents. Page 2 was successfully figured out by using the United States Declaration of Independence, and it is said that the treasure is buried in Bedford County, Virginia. Many people come every year to see if they can find the treasure. No one has succeeded, but hey, maybe you will. You just need to find out what the other ciphers correspond to. Number 6, the Amber Room. How do you steal a whole room? I don't know, but someone did. The room was in the Catherine Palace in St. Petersburg and was decorated with amber panels backed with gold leaf and mirrors. It was built in the 18th century and was designed by Andreas Schluter of Germany and then crafted by Gottfried Wolfram from Denmark. At first, it was installed in the Berlin City Palace. It made its way to Russia in 1716. During World War II, the Nazis disassembled the Amber Room during the German invasion of the Soviet Union. It was never seen again. It may have been destroyed or it may have been hidden to this day. If your dining room looks suspiciously like this, I think you should tell the Russians they've been looking for it. Number 5, the treasure of La Noche Triste. On June 30th, 1520, Cortez found himself trapped in the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan with his army. Cortez and his troops sneaked out but were seen, and the fighting began. The Spanish had taken large amounts of treasure while pillaging the city, but it was lost in the fray. The Aztecs claimed that they buried it in the hills nearby. When the Spanish came back, they tried to find it but could not. It's still out there somewhere. Number 4, Confederate gold. Millions of dollars of gold were lost or unaccounted for after the American Civil War ended. Some believe that it was hidden by the Confederates until the South rose again. The legend stems from the Civil War, when Confederate troops removed millions of dollars of gold from New Orleans to put in a safer place when the Union invaded. The last treasurer of the CSA was arrested after the war and was accused of stealing millions of dollars. 2 treasure hunters, Kevin Dykstra and Frederick Monroe, think that it is located in the bottom of Lake Michigan in boxcars. That's a bit far, but hey, hopefully they're right. Number 3, King John's crown jewels. King John of England may be best remembered for losing the majority of the Angevin Empire, or he may be best remembered as the king who made his aristocrats so mad that they rebelled and forced him to sign the Magna Carta. Either way, he was a lousy king. So lousy that he couldn't keep track of his own crown jewels. He lost them in an area known as the Wash, a bay on the east coast of England. While John was on his way to Bishop's Lynn in Norfolk, he became ill. He decided to turn back. He sent his baggage ahead along a causeway that was only available during low tide. The horses were too slow and were swept away when high tide came in. The jewels have never been found. Now we know the real reason why there was never a John II. Number 2, Blackbeard's treasure. Blackbeard is one of the most notorious and well-known pirates to have ever sailed the seas. But if that's the case, why has no one ever found his treasure? Surely he had gold and silver and jewels and everything anybody would ever want. Well, one treasure has been found. In 1996, a ship was found less than a mile from the North Carolina shore that some people believe may have been Blackbeard's ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge. There's probably no treasure map, but it's a start. One thing we do know of is when Blackbeard was killed in 1718, his loot of cocoa, indigo, and sugar were confiscated and sold at auction in Williamsburg. Maybe that's all he had. Those things were worth a lot back then. Number 1, an unknown amount of treasure in the ground in Britain. These probably won't make you a billionaire, but there's a great possibility that all sorts of great things are hidden under England. Whether it's burial mounds of the Iron Age, graves of rich Roman aristocrats, or even Anglo-Saxon or Viking burials from the Middle Ages. England is just overflowing with great things that need to be discovered under their ground, many of which promise at least a little loot for your troubles, or at least your name beside a collection in the British Museum. Some great finds of the last 100 years include the burial ship at Sutton Hoo, a ship burial from the 6th century, but not all loot is in graves. You might find something similar to the Staffordshire Hoard, the largest hoard of Anglo-Saxon gold and silver found ever, or at least so far. It was found near the village of Hammerwich in 2009. The artifacts are from the 7th century, containing over 3,000 pieces. If that doesn't get you some money, I don't know what will.